everyone. I hope you're doing great. I just want to start out the video with wishing everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm in the truck. I'm doing a little last minute Christmas shopping, so I got to go for a little trip. But, you know, it's funny, and this is not a negative video by any means. It's just the things that happen in life. And I want people to understand, you know, a lot of you guys that watch my videos are newbies. And I want you to understand, as you get older in the business, if you're doing garage doors, or this could be pretty much any other kind of service business too, how things can happen, you know. And so like today, you know, it's Christmas Eve. And so today, you know, everybody's got the day off. But yet me and my foreman are still working in a sense, right? You know, we're communicating today about hiring another person on the team. And it's just funny because, you know, they're pretty long-winded conversations that we're having back and forth, brainstorming. And it's all good things. It's all good things. But, you know, some people get days off and they don't have to worry about this stuff. When you're at the top of the food chain, you're working all the time. And so if you're a person that likes to have your time off, you probably really shouldn't do this kind of work, because you're doing it 24/7. There's only one day out of the year I consider that I get off, which is Christmas. That's the only day that if I want to, the phone gets turned off and I feel like I have the right to be like, it was Christmas. Nobody bothers me on Christmas. So you get one day out of the whole year to basically be like, I'm off. I'm done. There's no communications. There's no questions. There's no nothing, right? And that's your choice, obviously, you know, if you turn your phone off and anything like that. So think about that when you're getting into the business. I got a kid that's been working with me, and I've been he's looking to do garage door stuff, which is good. I'm going to start training him. I see a lot of potential in him. And I tried to explain to him some of the reasons why you don't want to get in this kind of business, because there's so many variables in it. And I was explaining to him the other day about how I used to work for Lowe's. And when I worked for Lowe's, you know, just because I was busy, I thought I was making money, but I wasn't. So sometimes you really, you know, what's beautiful about math is what they always say, you know, numbers don't lie. And so you really, if you don't like math, I'm not the best at math, I'm going to tell you that. But I do enjoy it. I like it. I like seeing the numbers and that. But you got to be really cautious in what you do. You just really got to think about what you're doing. You know, just because you're moving product, or sometimes because you're staying busy, you think you're making money. And at the end of the day, or what always happened to me was always the end of the year would come, and it was like, you know, here's $800,000 in sales, and then you look at your bottom line and it's like $30,000 worth of profit, and then yet in your bank account it's only $20,000, and the accountant's going, well, you got to pay on $30,000 profit, and you're going, but I don't have that in my bank account. And they go, nah, it's still showing that yes, what you got for profit, so you got to pay taxes on it. And you're like, what? How does this work? So anyways, it's not going to be a long video. I just wanted to tell everybody, I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. And if I don't talk to you before then, probably a good New Year's too. I think we got some challenging times, guys. I really do. This next year, I mean, we've already seen this year has been kind of a flunk in a sense. It's been pretty good for us. We've ramped up a lot on our commercial, because commercial is what's going to pull you through when the economy tanks, because the commercial's still going to want their stuff fixed. Residential, it's tough, because with residential, typically when people see their bank accounts, when they see the stock market go like this, and they see their 401ks go to like nothing, they don't feel wealthy anymore. When they realize that their house, you know, this year was worth $300,000, and now next year it's only worth $200,000 or $150,000. Typically residential will bank on you. you know, or I shouldn't say bank. They will let you down. I remember the first time we had a crash in the 2006 and 08. Basically, when I was first starting out, we were 50-50. It was funny because residential went gone, and we get onesie twosies here, but not like, you know, 6 people a day like we do now. And so when it went, it was funny because it went on for like, it was like 3 or 5 years that we went with like no residential, and then the economy started picking back up. And I remember we started going to these people's houses, and it was almost like it was like reading a book. You know, you flip to the next page and you're on to the next chapter. You know, it was like you go to these people's house and they're like, yeah, I need a new garage door. And you're sitting there looking at it going, yeah, you needed a new garage door like 3 years ago. But you knew as you started going to all these customers, you started realizing that they were pushing it as far as they could. They'd just either park outside, they were milking it, you know, they'd fix it themselves. But then after the, you know, 2008 roughly, the crash, you know, it was, like I said, about 3 years roughly or so afterwards, things started picking back up. And right now with garage doors, people are still eating them like Skittles. And the problem is you can't turn around, you can't turn the stuff around, so you're losing revenue in a sense. So I think next year we're gonna feel it in the pocketbook a little bit, because for one, you can't get the product, you know, for two, I think they're going to start raising those interest rates, and that's going to slow things down dramatically. You know what I mean? I think that's my prediction. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have an all-out crash, but I think next year is either going to be pretty much the same or a little bit worse. That's my guess. And it's hard to believe we've been 1 year under this agency, we'll call it, and we still got 3 more to go. I tell you what, whoever the next person that even comes in, it's going to take all 4 years just to clean it up. This is probably going to be a long time. I mean, it will probably it'd be 8 years or 10 years before we start seeing things maybe, and that's, I don't know what a mess that is. But anyways, I don't want to be negative on Christmas. I want everybody to think about how thankful they are that if they got their health, they got their family, they still got those loved ones that are really pretty old. You know, I got to help, you know, one of my wife's grandpas, and I'm very happy that I was able to do that for him. And you know, I think he's 93, somewhere in there. He's getting up there. But just remember, guys, there's only one thing in life you have to fear. And actually, they say you don't have to fear that either, because you know, your spirit goes somewhere else. Let's just say, I don't know how religious you are, but what I'm getting at is death. That's the only thing you got to fear. Everything else comes and goes. Mr. T, how many times has he bankrupt? It's just money. It's up here. Control the mind. Control the mind, and you can control a lot of things. So take a deep breath. Just remember, today is a beautiful day. It's a good day to be alive. You know, we're still semi-free, and we have wonderful people out there serving for us, and hopefully they always remember who their friends and their families are, and don't let these dictators control us, and that they will rise up to the occasion if ever needed. And just remember, if you even get chunks of coal and you don't want them, you can send them to me. I'll take your chunks of coal because they'll keep my house warm, because I got an outside wood boiler. Anyways, guys, have a Merry Christmas. Have a good New Year's. We'll see you on the next one. I'm going to turn some music on, do a little jamming on my road trip up north. We'll see ya. Have a good one.